Okay, in this video I want to show you how to download or import, I guess, your waypoints and tracks from the Avenza PDF map application. What I've done, and I can't really show this to you on the device because the device doesn't show up on my screen, but I've emailed myself the tracks and waypoints that I took earlier in the day on my iPad. So I'm going to start up my email, and here I can see that I sent these to myself. I better bring this over here because I'm only recording on this screen. So the first thing I want to do is save these out of my email as an attachment. So I do File Save As, and I'm just saving them on my C drive. You can pick whatever location works best for you, but inside of the temp folder, I have these here, and I'll just save over that and say yes, and I can close out of email now and get this nice sound every time I click on something. But now I can browse to that location on my C drive. Here I think I put it in temp, and we'll go in here and you can see I'm going to delete these CSVs because those are going to come into play here in a minute. But here is the file that I saved. It's a GPX file. So you want to make sure that you're saving things as a GPX file. The CSVs come into play when we actually import into Atlas SE. But the next step that I'm going to use here is I need to start G7 to Win and then open up this GPX file. So G7 to Win on my computer is on my C drive, and I can start the program up, and it's probably pretty much the way yours is. I can click File Open, and I got to change my files of type to GPX, and here's the ready iPad file that I downloaded and saved. So I'm going to open that up. It's loading in all the tracks and the waypoints, and it just loads them all in together. And the next step is I want to save these as a CSV. So I'm going to go here and find CSV, comma separated value files. And I'm just going to call this Reading iPad underscore iPad and save that. It wrote it out. I can go back here to the C drive. I'll have to go to temp. So that would be up here. TMP. There's the CSV file that I created. Now this is the key file that we're going to need to suck into Atlas SE. So the next step, let's minimize this, and I want to get out of G7 to Win because G7 to Win is what Atlas SE uses to import. I start up Atlas SE. I'm going to load up the Reading Geo, and of course we have to wait on Atlas SE to load, which takes forever. Let's see here. I need to play the Jeopardy theme song so that you can be entertained while we wait on Atlas. Any day now. It's just going to load up. The splash screen will go away. Yay. So file, map file, load, Reading. This sometimes happens when the map file doesn't know where the geo is. In this case, here's the geo that I'm using. It's going to open up. Again, we have to wait, but there we go. So I'm going to check display layer settings. Not that this matters, but I do have some previous things that I downloaded, these tracks and waypoints, but they're turned off, so that's good. So here in the geo, I'm just going to click on GPS download. And this time, instead of from the GPS device, I'm going to go select the CSV option. And I have to browse to see temp. And I'm looking at the Reading iPad.csv. Once that's there, it's good. Make sure that you have the path spelled out here in the G7 to Win location. Just going to give this a name, and I'm just going to call it R underscore iPad. And I always like to stick an underscore on the end because it sort of sets off the waypoints and tracks so you can keep them straight. So I'm going to click download. It's going to download the points and then download the tracks. You can see they all came in. I'm going to do view chosen. And really the only way that I know whether these are good or bad or indifferent, is to sort of zoom in on them. And I'm going to clear the selection just so I can see my lines. And I like to use the 2014 orthos. And so I'll turn those on. And you can see I was driving Deschutes Road here. I went on a little jaunt out to Palo Cedro, and more or less my track is on the highway. And I know that it used NAD27 because the orthos have been reprojected, and in Atlas SE they're all NAD27. So, in some places I might be a little bit off the road, but I was heading north, so I was on the right side of the road. And I've gone and looked at this already because I've downloaded this ahead of time just to sort of see how it came out. But everything sort of seems to appear where I wanted it and where I actually captured the information. So that's about all I have. If you have questions, you can always call me, but I'll leave it at that.